Hey Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest Needless unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we're taking a look at the all-new He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe, from the Masters of the Universe Origins line from Mattel, with modern posing, retro play. I find this interesting, new for 2020. I guess that's just to designate to casual toy collectors, as if there is such a thing, that this is not a vintage figure in any way, shape, or form. Got the little Mattel logo, the little burst down here at the bottom. Old school packaging, that nice long, tall card with the blister attached to the front. You can see a little mini comic behind He-Man there. And then on the back, look at that beautiful art. With the mystical power sword, the mighty He-Man protects Eternia from the forces of evil. Includes comic book. Modernizing and celebrating the original 80s Masters of the Universe action figures, Masters of the Universe Origins, which it's interesting to note this is the only place on the card that it's called that. This just straight up says Masters of the Universe on the front, which I like. So, Masters of the Universe Origins gives you the power to pose Eternia's greatest warriors as retro-style figures or in new action-packed battle positions. So the suggestion is there that if you want to squat them down in that classic poop pose of the vintage Masters figures, you can, but there are oh so many more options besides that. You can fit the power sword into his hand, twist into powerful battle positions, and then we have the listing of the first wave in going into Walmarts and finding these over the past few days. I have learned that He-Man and Skeletor each ship in their own cases. I believe of 6, but I'm not positive about that. So you're going to get a case of 6 He-Man, a case of 6 Skeletor, and then the rest of these are dispersed through other cases. They don't get their own. Which makes sense. These are the main 2 guys in the line, and you want to make sure the collectors can get their hands on the main event here. All right, so let's flip this back over and take a look. Again, I love this longer card design. I'm sure the people that have to stock these things at Walmart, which, by the way, these are currently Walmart exclusive, but I believe the plan is to roll them out to other retailers in 2021. So let's go ahead and open this guy up, because that's what we do here at Needless Things. Got the little comic book here with a little different style of art than you might expect from a vintage line, but still cool. Multiple pages, unlike the Masters of the WWE mini comics. Nice little extra there. We've got our baggie of weapons. He-Man comes with a bent-up power sword, half of a power sword rather, in a silver color, and then his classic axe, which as a kid I always preferred the axe. I didn't like the power sword as much. And then once you see the cartoon and everything, you realize the power sword is what he uses. But my first He-Man figure used the axe. And then finally, his signature shield. I'll tell you right now, I don't love that the power sword is a different color from the shield and the axe. That's not thrilling me. I would like, I guess ideally they would all be this color, but I would at least like them all to match. I don't know why there's a difference in the colors there, and it really doesn't matter, but I would prefer it to be one way or the other. And then finally, old He-Man's got a little rubber band holding him in. He can't be stopped by anything except rubber bands. So let's pull that out of there. He's got a good heft to him. I'm actually impressed with the weight of this guy. He doesn't feel cheap. He's got a really nice weight and a really nice look. And as you can see here, Look at that nice deep elbow bend, ankles, calves, those big giant arms. Because he has the power to very, very carefully move that elbow so you don't break anything. Even the wrist joints, look at that. I'm really, really impressed with the amount of articulation they got into this guy, because I'll tell you right now, they could have just done another anniversary series that was re-releases of the vintage line, and we would have bought them. Or a lot of us would have bought them. But this is something just really special and different that I like. Power sword goes right in there. Shield has a nice little design where it clips onto his arm, and well, maybe has a nice design. Boy, those fingers are a little jacked up there. Might have to hit those with a hairdryer. He's got, what is Scary Movie, the guy with the little hand, Chris Elliott. He's got a little bit of that going on. That's a little weird. I don't love it. So let's see how this clips on here. Okay, that sort of works. And see, look at this. Look what I'm talking about. How can you go into battle when your sword and your shield don't match? So let's just stow that power sword right back there, which is a nice touch. I like any kinds of weapon storage is always great on action figures. Let's take that axe. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. A good barbarian needs an axe, and he is ready to smash and cause all kinds of demolition throughout Eternia. He might even crush from time to time. Now, something interesting, and this is the first time I've done this. I have some of the Masters of WWE figures, but let's see how hard these are. Look at that. That head pops right off. No big deal. All of these parts pop right out very easily, so you can switch between your Masters of WWE figures, your Origins figures, everything else. I'm not sure the legs pop off. That might take a little more effort. But the waist right there, they come apart at the waist. All kinds of cool things you can do taking these figures apart. I gotta say, I'm thrilled with this. I love the look of it. It has sort of an animated look. It's gonna look really nice on the shelf, having a collection of these. In the same way that the Masters of the Universe Classics all look so good together. These Origins figures, once you get them and put them on the shelf together, are gonna look so great. And there's going to be so much fun. And look at that. You've got the, my gosh, his stuff doesn't want to stay on him. You've got that nice squat old school He-Man pose, but then just stand him up straight and you've got a taller, less bestial looking barbarian ready for battle. Now you might be wondering, hey, so what does this guy look like compared to an original He-Man figure? Well, I can help you out with that. So here we have an original vintage... Wait a minute. That's not He-Man. Here we have an original vintage He-Man figure. Let's give him a little squatty legs here so we can really see the... I mean, look at that. Proportionally, you have the same figure here. I love this. It's so great. That vintage head is such a classic look. I do wish they'd try to recapture that a little more closely. But He-Man has looked a lot of different ways over the years. I can't really complain. He looks just great. I'm so happy with this figure. And again, when I was a kid... I didn't want He-Man to squat all the time. So the fact that he can stand up and get that height and have that different posture is a big selling point for me. And plus, look at those deco hits. You can see, let's get the shield that actually has stuck on that guy's arm for 40 years. You can see the differences there in the way the deco is done. Just more, more detail in this newer one. But again, sort of a cartoonier look. But I love it. But I got to say... I feel like maybe there's something missing. I look at this He-Man figure and it just seems like, man, he's just not quite complete, is he? No, of course he's not complete, because He-Man has to have his companion Battle Cat. That's right, I managed to find a Battle Cat as well. Look at this gorgeous box. I almost don't want to open this packaging. I love this art on the top here. When I went into Walmart, this caught my eye immediately, even though it was on one of the bottom shelves. I looked at this packaging and I knew there was something special there. Now, granted, I was waiting for this line and I knew what to expect, but still, just looking at this bright colored toy and this art on the top, absolutely fantastic. Nice burst on the side over here. Modern posing, posture moderne, posturus modernas. Retro play, style retro, juego retro. And then the Mattel burst down at the bottom. Just a modern recreation, just like with the single-carded figures of the original toy packaging. I love this. Then we get on the back here. We have a nice look at the gloss, if you can tell, on the characters versus the background. Just a really artistic approach to presenting the back of this packaging right here. And you can see he doesn't have quite the same kind of bio that He-Man had, but he shows all of the characters, and we see Prince Adam with the Sky Sled, which is hitting at the same time as this whole first wave. I just haven't found it yet. And over here we see it tells us how to put Battle Cat's various accessories on him. Easy enough. So let's take out our trusty 1964 box cutter, slice right through that tape, and release He-Man's constant pal from his cardboard prison. You can't do any battling from inside a cardboard box. All right, so we've got some ties in here securing Battle Cat. So we're going to take our Dollar Tree fingernail clippers. I highly recommend you keep a set of cheapo fingernail clippers in your toy opening area so you can just snip right through all this plastic and not worry about scissors messing up your figure or anything like that. You can just snip right through those plastic lines and get to your toy ASAP. Maybe. There we go. Got one more in there to get to. Easy peasy. Boy, this guy is secured with tons and tons of various securing implements. All right. Oh my gosh, there's one more. If you're a fan of clear rubber bands, then you're going to love this Battle Cat figure. All right, so we see... Oh, look at that. Got a jaw hinge. I like that. Very nice. That helmet goes right on the top. He's got his saddle. Tons of articulation. Nice deep elbow and knee joints here. Nothing at the ankles, but that's okay. I don't find that necessary. Shoulders. Got a nice pivot. Same thing with the hips. And finally, that tail that is on a swiveling pivot joint. I'm sure there's a better term for that, but whatever. So great. Tons of articulation. Exactly what you wanted when you were a kid. Oh, look at that. The neck, we've got at the base of the neck and the head right there. Great articulation on that guy. Now this, whoa, derp. Yikes. Huh. So here's something you're not going to be able to check for to find out if you've got a derpy Battle Cat. Wow, that is pretty rough. Let's get on top of that, Mattel. I also don't quite understand why his eyeballs are a glossy green here, but not the yellow that they should be. That's a little strange. But speaking of gloss, I noticed that we've got some gloss detailing here on the saddle. Very nice to break up the look a little bit. I like it. And then underneath, you've got a little better system of securing this than the old toy had. Let me see if I can... Slides through and pops into place. Very nice. And look at his little... look at those beans. Look at those kitty beans. Oh. So he's great. He's awesome. He's worth every penny. And he's a must-have if you're going to be collecting this line. Now let's find out how well He-Man sits astride his trusted mount. Oh, he almost clicks into place there. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. This is any retro toy fan, any fan of Masters of the Universe, you have to have this on your shelf. This is classic. Even if you only buy He-Man and Battle Cat, this is the piece that you have to have right here. How wonderful does that look? Look at those colors popping on that. And I gotta say, I gotta wonder how this Battle Cat would compare to the original vintage Battle Cat. I wonder, don't you? Now, unfortunately, I do not have the helmet or cowl or whatever for this original Battle Cat, but look at the size difference there. This one is significantly larger, which I love. The colors are brighter. Just overall, look, this is one of the greatest toys of all time. It doesn't move. It just stands there, but it's so striking. It's all about the colors and that paint job. But this new version, again, when I was a kid, this is what I wanted Battle Cat to be. I mean, aside from that right there. Maybe not so much that. But this is what I wanted out of Battle Cat. So, absolutely fantastic. Good job. Battle Cat. He-Man. But you guys, I kind of still feel like there's just something missing. And without an enemy, what would He-Man even be? Just a muscle dude walking around bringing people water or something. I don't know. Yes, of course I found Skeletor. He was the main goal of my trips, to try and find Skeletor, evil lord of destruction, modern posing, retro play. Also new for $20. On the back, whoa, look at Skeletor wielding his Havoc staff atop that swirling volcano of evil. The nefarious Overlord Skeletor wants to control the power within Castle Grayskull. I'm not going to read that one again because this is the same livery that was on the other one. Fit Havoc staff into hand. Twist into powerful battle positions. And again, we've got the first wave of figures available here. Again, this package is beautiful, but we're going to tear it right open because that's not what we're here. We're not here to collect mint on card. What's the point of that? Oh, I just threw the comic book away. Well, he comes with a comic book as well, and it looks like it's the same comic book that came with... Did I throw my fingernail clippers away in my excitement? It's entirely possible. This has been an exciting unboxing, you guys. Well, we'll just slice through that rubber band with our trusty 1964 box cutter. Maybe. Ooh, maybe it's not so trusty. We might need a little more blade out of there. Holy cow. Box cutter, you have let me down today. All right, well, let's get the accessories out of there. And we'll just have to do this the old-fashioned way. Darn you, clear rubber bands. Oh my gosh, how tightly wrapped is this stupid thing? Okay, I realize silence is not the best thing, but it's a video, so you can see me struggling with how securely Mattel has wrapped the Havoc staff for some reason I don't totally understand. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I have the power! All right. Skeletor. Look at this blue bozo, completely ready to perpetrate evil on the people of Eternia. Again, great articulation. Even the wrists. I mean, that really blows me away, that wrist joint right there. Look at that evil face. I love the classic look of this Skeletor head. Tremendous range of movement. And this is all this is. It's just the double barbell. But for whatever reason, the range on this guy is just amazing. I mean, he's almost got Superman flight. Tremendous. Again, pops right apart at the waist there, so you can do all kinds of different interesting things with him. Love the color of the I guess boots. What is this? This is part of him. So basically he's just got like giant toenails growth all over the bottom part of his leg. I don't know what's going on there. Little furry underpants going on, battle pants, whatever. And then he has the other half of the power sword, just like the vintage toy line. Let's get that out of the way so you can see that. The purple half, my preferred half, due to my preference for the color purple, and the actual color, not the movie necessarily. And you can see right there we've got male-female parts that plug right in together. And just like every power sword that has been released throughout time, it does not quite stay together. But still, I love that we have that old school throwback feature. As much as I would like to see a complete power sword, and I would like it to match the rest of He-Man's armaments. Which, interesting here, Skeletor's half of the power sword is not metallic. It's the same color as the Havoc staff. So I don't know what decision went into making He-Man's half of the power sword look different from everything else, but I don't agree with it. Havoc staff pops right into that hand, holds securely, and he is ready to cast a spell or just make a declaration of evil. And I do not have a vintage Skeletor figure. Closest thing that I have got is a battle armor Skeletor. So you can just sort of check that out and compare the colors there. But since we will almost assuredly be getting an actual battle armor Skeletor at some point, we'll save this guy for comparison then. All right, so there he is, Skeletor, the Lord of Darkness. He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe, and his mighty steed, Battle Cat. What an amazing start to a collection that I cannot wait to build over the coming years. I love these guys. Rush out to your local Walmart now and start looking for them. This is so exciting. These are such great toys. Please like, subscribe, share, do everything you got to do to keep Needless Things making videos just for you.